All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are multiple mediums of which you can partake in this information. But the best way, in my opinion, is to go to the blog, which is what you are seeing here. If you are looking at video, that is the My FX Buddies blog. Nothing spectacular. And I haven't changed it since the very first day. But yeah, the important thing is that's where the information is. It's free. You don't have to put an email address in. Anything, wherever you are listening or watching, look for a more info, intro, open description type button. If there's one, click on that or whatever, and another box opens, and in that box will be a link directly to the blog. And let's see, you might want to go to the blog. There's one link at the very bottom because there's a video I'm going to direct you to that I can't, it's not embeddable, if that's a word. But yeah. All right. It is Friday. It is March 21st. The second day of spring, right? Yeah. So we'll get into it. This will be a relatively short one. This is mainly the reason I wanted to post. Rafidain Bank deploys 5 ATMs in Baghdad that provide 24/7. Look at that. They don't do that too often. 24/7 commission-free services. So that's the main title. Here's the subtitle. To facilitate withdrawal and deposit operations. So now, who knows if this is really, to me, this looks like this could be a AI created image. But, it may be a real ATM. Because look at this hand just coming out of anywhere with an ATM card. That seems crazy to me. But yeah, so here's the article. And then that they're doing this during Ramadan, I thought was interesting also. So it doesn't say anything special, just we're deploying, right? It always trips me out that they use the word deploy. Rafidain Bank has announced the deployment of automated teller machines, ATMs, at a number of stations. This allows customers to conduct withdrawals and deposits easily and securely around the clock without any commission. And then up here it says without the need to visit traditional branches. So not only is it pushing them to be electronic, right? It's also now pushing them to put their certain aspects of their banking in their own hands, right? It's the onus is on them to use the machine correctly. Make sure you get a receipt correctly. Make sure you count your money before, all the things that we learned when we first started using ATMs. They have to learn those things, right? Okay. So here's where they are. That means nothing to us. And then here's a picture. Now, this picture looks familiar to me. So, who knows if it's really a new one, but I mean, how different can the ATM machines look, right? I'm sure they pretty much look the same. And what is that right there? Is that paper? It looks like 8.5 by 11 paper, right? I don't know. Okay. So then here's a different, this was the first version that I saw that didn't have any pictures with it. So I just put that there. So it's definitely something they want the customers to see. And perhaps they're even using them because the Iranian New Year, which is called Nowruz, that was wrapping up. But they did have, it was reported that Iraq had 40,000 visitors on average for 3 nights. So yeah, they did have quite a few people out. And No happenings, no kablooies, no, just safe. Everything's safe. Okay. Now I found this. This was an interesting, sometimes things come to me in my email. Is Forex trading legal and regulated in Iraq? A complete guide. And I know we've seen other ones, but this one is really, they really did a thorough job. So if you'd like to read this, you can. I put it here. And the reason I don't have it here as the second article as priority, it had a lot of, so here's the actual website. I'm sorry, I know I just switched my words in the middle of a sentence, but I want to show you. So like this thing here, this is not an image, this is a chart. So it was, my skills, my technological skills. And then this here with this background, and this has a different background. So it has all these formats and things. And so I said, let me copy and paste this first. Let me get this one out of the way. And it came out pretty good. So if you want to read that, it seems factual. And look, they have Islamic Forex trading. I didn't know that. It makes sense. I mean, they have Sharia law. Oops, I probably shouldn't say that, but too late. They have banking for that guideline that I just mentioned. So why wouldn't they do Forex trading for that guideline, right? All right. Yeah, so see, it's pretty long. And there's that table here, and this is a table of best Forex brokers in Iraq. So see, I think it's taking off more than they will let on because the CBI does not support it. Here, understand currency pairs. Yeah, see, we're still going. We're still going on that same article. Conclusion. Finally, we get to the conclusion. And there is FAQs, but this is a link. I didn't want to post that because it was already long enough. So if you want to see those FAQs, you'll click here and it'll take you to that page I just showed you. So yeah, I do. I think crypto, because the population is so young, right? I think they're mostly under 35 and under. I bet you crypto and the forex trading is taking off more than the articles and the official government wants to let on. Oh, let's see. I don't think the Gazette site came up yet. I think I was joking with someone and I was saying the guy who runs the site, he probably was working right before he was leaving to go celebrate for Ramadan and made a coding error and was like, oh, forget it. I'm on Ramadan. Yeah, see? So it's still down. So it went down on Sunday and it has not yet returned. All right. So here is they have an agenda. Parliament has an agenda for Monday. We'll see if they actually make it. The image is not here. Oh, here it is. So here's their official. There we go. Documentation. What's the word? Official head. I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean. It has their logo, right? So here it is in English. I translated it. Nothing we want is on there, but this right here, the popular mobilization blah, blah, blah. That's very important to them. I mean, they go to blows over that, right? So we'll see. We'll see if they meet and vote. Here's my one commercial. Buy me a coffee. That is a link if you'd like to support the work that I do, and that is the QR code. And many of you have, and I thank you. And if you intend to in the future, I thank you. All right. A source. Oh, this wasn't the next one I wanted. Shoot. Oh well. These are out of order, but it's all right. So I think these will all be about oil. A source told Baghdad today the reason for the stalled oil negotiations between Baghdad and Erbil. This meeting they had on Thursday, right, had increased tensions between the two parties instead of reaching solutions. But they don't really, well, here, but I think this is settled already. So the reason for this is the federal delegation's insistence on handing over management of the central oil fields, which are managed by the regional government. But I could have sworn they already settled that. And that was in that Article C. But apparently not. And so maybe that's new information that's coming out. So they want BP to invest in that. Yeah. So we have that. If you'd like to read the rest of that, you can. Here's a new Kurdish American agreement regarding the region's oil, but is it really a Kurdish American agreement? Or is it us, this guy Wilkes? What? Waltz. Close. I almost got it. Erbil and Washington agree on the need to resume Kurdistan oil exports as soon as possible, right? So they had a phone call. Here's another. Oh, come on. This is the TR. So this is another country's news. Oh, you can't see it. Well, it's aa.com.tr. So I'm not sure what the TR stands for, but even in, it could be Turkey. In other countries, they're looking at this. U.S. urges Iraq. I think I showed her yesterday. This is a better picture of her, though. Not that it matters, but, yeah. So we are really pushing, right? Pushing, get it done. So we'll see. I doubt anything will happen over the weekend. So Sudani had a really hard time in the news today. It is, they're thinking they're gonna have elections this year in November. He would be up for another term. So very often they run these, well done, Sudani, look at all the things you've accomplished in 3 years. So it's going on 3 years. But they had articles like this. So I chose this one. There was more than one, but it wasn't like how when they want citizens, they plaster something everywhere because they want citizens to see it. There were quite a few articles, but, not like what I just described. But so we'll get into this. As his term nears its end, Sudani has Sudani succeeded in improving citizens' living standards. And there he is. Look, isn't that kind of like a goodbye? He's got his hand on his heart. That's the picture they chose. They could have chosen a better picture. So clearly, whoever wrote this article is biased and probably wants him gone, right? So let's see. Mohammed Shia. Oh, yeah, that's his full name. So here's the person who they're giving credit as to saying this, right? Economic affairs expert Nasser Al-Tamimi criticized the performance of Sudani in his government achieving domestic welfare for Iraqi citizens during the past period, noting that the economic situation has not witnessed a substantial improvement compared to previous periods. And I don't agree with that. He's gotten way more done. Oh, and look at that, good grammar. He has accomplished so much more than his predecessors. How about that? That sounds like someone who's a college graduate. All right, so you could read this if you like. There's some things that they point out, but the main thing, which is truthful. However, 3 years later, salaries remain stagnant, government loans are limited, economic hardship persists, and the cost of living continues to rise without any fundamental reforms to boost citizens' purchasing power. And that was one of the things he promised. Remember, even Sadr was like, I will increase the purchasing power. And then he stepped down, right? But yeah, so, it's election season officially. So, yeah. All right. So this was what I was expecting to come up. Okay, so these are, I'm not really going to talk. Oh, you know what? Matter of fact, I think I posted these yesterday. Yeah, I may have posted. So this is episode 45. I may have posted those in 44, but this one I know I did not. We talked about Ka'ani, right? Who's the Quds Force commander. And remember, he went on an unannounced visit. So he comes back to Iran with his message that he received in Baghdad. Sources: Ka'ani warned Iraqi factions against provoking the Americans. So that's kind of like a surrender, right? This is an old picture. I don't know if you guys remember. These were two different militias and they had a parade. Yeah, they're Iranian-backed militias who operate in Iraq, and they had a parade. Isn't that lovely? So that's a picture of that. So this did happen. The H people, they had a headquarters in Baghdad, and it's been closed. And here, look at this. This has an extra country in it. Reliable sources revealed to this news source the contents of an Iranian message to leaders of this group factions in Iraq, which included strict instructions to not provoke the Americans and Ice Cream Land, warning of attacks on Baghdad similar to those targeting the H people in their country, which starts with the Y. You see that there? All right. So, yeah, because, sorry about that. There was briefly an article that came up that said there were warnings to Baghdad about aggressive maneuvers, but they quickly went away. I clicked on it. It came up translated, but it came up saying 404. Sorry, this page is no longer found. And I mean, it wasn't even 5 minutes later. So that could have been an old article, or they didn't want it seen by me, right? Alrighty. So there's more there if you want to read that. See. Okay, so then like I said, these two I'm pretty sure I talked about. Well, no, because look, it says them on Friday. Okay, so it's just they use his same picture all the time. Well, very often. I don't like saying all the time, but very often they use the same picture, so I lose track. It's hard for me to tell if it's a new article or not, but they are both Friday. So if you want to read these, basically that article is saying threatening us will not bring us to the table. We're not fearful of your threats. And yeah. And then this one is these group of people, instead of us making demands of them, they're demanding a halt to the aggression. See, they use that word. That's probably where I got it from. And return to negotiations in exchange for the people they're holding. Look, they even have a, what do you call that? A crescent? A logo for their organization. So you can read those if you like and see. I don't understand why other people don't talk about that. Because although we don't like it, we don't want to see that it's a possibility that this is what's holding us up. You still should report on it and not make people think, well, whatever. I'll leave that alone. People are grown. Okay, so here, right here, is going to take you to this video. And it is, and you guys know I don't care about this part because it's going to take forever. They'll always be working on it, right? I thought I put that on mute. So, but look at it. And he's speaking English. The whole thing's in English, so you can. But look, it really is, I love when the sun hits water like that. So, this is current Iraqi scenery today. That's what it's gonna look like. Let's see. There. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but that's today. Yeah, so it's 7 minutes. 7 minutes and 53 seconds. Well worth it. Well worth the watch. But like I said, I can't uh, embed it. Okay, so finally I found the BMWs. Look at that. That's nice, right? If you like, well, I do like BMWs, but I'm more of an SUV type of gal. But what I wanted to show you was here. Oh, so Iraq, new BMW wheels enter the green zone. And this is for the Arab Summit. The people, I'm not exactly sure when they're going to have this Arab Summit, but that's what they're going to be chauffeured around, picked up from the various airports, taken to, airport, hotels, wherever the meetings are and everything. So here is citizen journalists at their best. Look at BMW after BMW after BMW. So I'm thinking, once the Arab Summit is over, what are they going to do? And it goes on and on and on. How long is this? Just a minute. Just a minute and 4 seconds. But yeah. So what are they going to do with them? Are they going to give them away? Will the people in government get to use them? I don't know. They're pretty nice though. And they don't appear to be electric either. Just saying. All right. So that's it for today. There wasn't a whole lot of news, but it's Friday. There shouldn't be. So, but like I said, I definitely was surprised by them announcing that those ATMs were out in the middle of Ramadan. But it kind of also makes sense because they have so many people there needing money, right? And they go out at night when the banks are probably closed. So yeah. So we'll see what this weekend brings. Will it be a slow news weekend or busy? But you know me, I'll have my eye. There's my Cash App. What is that? The QR code That's on the blog if you'd like to do that. So it is spring. We are officially here in America in spring. So go out, try to have fun. Don't be glued to the computer. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be glued to the computer for you. So yeah, do I did a little bit of spring cleaning last weekend. I'm gonna do a little more this weekend, and that should be done. I mean, I just have a very small space here, but yes, enjoy life. We The world is topsy-turvy. Just do how many searches on the word uncertainty, right? So one thing that is certain is you can take a break from Dinarland this weekend, and many of you do, and I'm so happy that you do. All right. Thank you for your support again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the intelligent, um, thoughtful comments. And of course, I can't leave without saying accumulate while we wait for the rate. While we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. I'm picking at someone. That's why I repeated that. And yeah, so wherever you are, if there's a join, follow, subscribe, because I don't record regularly. So if you click one of those or whatever, activate those functions when I do update, you should be notified. And I think it works really well on Spotify.com because I'm noticing the downloads are increasing. So people are, I guess the word is getting out. Someone said it sounds better there, and the ads, there's not as many, if any, ads. I don't know. All right. So again, I thank you. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame it is when you are enjoying this content. And until next time.